Welcome back to Halogen Training Level 100, Lesson 105. In this lesson, you will learn how to integrate a digital audio delay and how to create a source selector in your touchscreen DR6. In the last lesson, you learned how to expand your system with the Rad16Z, adding 2 more inputs for DJs and live bands, 2 more outputs for the subwoofer and high-pass speakers, and 4 more logic ports. The Rad16Z was installed in the ceiling above the stage, and now you need to match the output delay between the speakers at the stage and the speakers in the garden, so people won't hear the difference between the far and the near end. If the distance between the speakers is 113 feet or approximately 34 meters, the delay will be around... How can we solve this issue in Halogen? Go back to your processing workspace. On the left DSP tab under Miscellaneous, select the Delay Distance block. Drag it and drop it near to the garden orange output, unwire the limiter from the output, and wire the new delay block in between. Double-click to open the Properties box. Insert the values and Halogen will take care of the math for you. If you prefer metric measurements, just select the option and switch to your usual values. And that's it! The delay in the garden speakers will compensate for the acoustic delay of the distance to the stage speakers. Even better, you didn't need to order a new device, unwire the rack, rewire, etc. Now that the owner of the venue is very interested in the DSP capabilities, he calls you.
Listen, can you update the system? Because people outside don't want to listen to the band. Is it possible to select what they want to listen?
Sure. Click on Control Systems and open your Control Page Designer. On the left tab, Controls, create a new selector. Drag it to the workspace and arrange it to fit into the layout. As the level control, the selector needs to be named for internal identification and also labels for end users. Click on the left to change the internal name to Garden Source Selector. Double-click on it to open the label properties and write something easy to understand like Listen to. But where are the options to select? You need to link this digital selector to an internal block inside the audio system. In this case, it's the priority selector inside the Garden Zone processor. Use the little map on the lower left menu to navigate across the workspace and arrange the windows to be able to see the Garden Zone processor in your Control Page Designer. Double-click on the Zone processor, open the Priority selector, and drag the window next to the Control Page Designer. Click on the little chain link symbol beside the Priority selector and drag it into the highlighted chain link beside the selector's name on the left column of the Control Page Designer. Name your link Garden Selector Link for your better organization. Done! Your options will appear automatically in the selector box on the Garden DR6, and people will be able to touch the screen and select the source. It's recommended to cancel the priority inputs to avoid automatic switching that may override customer choices. You'll learn how to deal with both situations simultaneously, automatic and manual selection. But this is a subject for the next levels of this course. To check your selector control, click on Preview Page to open your default browser outside Halogen and change the parameters. If everything is running smoothly, your sources will change accordingly. All good! Your DR6 is now offering source selector and level control, and the audio delay unit is matching acoustic delay between the stage speakers and the garden speakers. With this lesson, we finished level 100, and I now invite you to test your knowledge by answering these 10 questions. What are the minimum system requirements to run Halogen software? Do you need any hardware to start designing your system? What does RAD mean? What does DR mean? And what's the difference between them? How can you inspect, view the configuration inside an existing processor? How can you transfer your configuration to the processor in the rack? What is the input type line plus and how does it behave? If you make a mistake while wiring your configuration, how can you delete the virtual cable? What does the blue stripe in the distributed program bus and the wire tags have in common? And what's the difference between them? Which source options are available in the priority selector inside a zone processor? And how can you prioritize them? In the detector settings, how does the hold time parameter work? What is the correct order in making a successful link? From where to where? Feel free to access your notes and previous videos to answer them, and assure these topics are well structured in your mind before you go ahead with the halogen training. So, how was it? Subscribe to our channel, comment and participate with questions and suggestions. This is Augusto Marcondes from In Music Company, your halogen training tutor.